Class 7. Hope you're all doing fine. We're going to correct Lesson 1 review today, page 398. Number 1 out of 7, identify the scientific term used for rows on the periodic table. Now, as you know, rows are found in a horizontal way, okay? Now you have 7 rows in the periodic table. The scientific term for this is periods. You have 7 periods in the periodic table. Number 2. Name the scientific term used for columns on the periodic table. Now, again, the way the columns are from top to bottom, okay? You have 18 columns in the periodic table, known as groups. You have 18 groups in the periodic table. Number 3. The blank increases by 1 for each element as you move left to right across a period. So I've put you period 3, I think. So they're saying what's increasing if you're moving across a period from left to right. So you can see that this number, which is in the middle, is increasing 11, 12, 13 across a period. What is that number? It's a whole number called the atomic number. The atomic number is the number of protons in the nucleus of each atom of those elements. Number 4, what does the decimal number in an element key represent? So you have A to D. A is atomic mass, B atomic number, C chemical symbol, and D state of matter. Let's see, I've put you a key, helium in this case. So you have a name. What is this? This is the name of the element. You have a whole number. What is that? Again, we just talked about it. That's the atomic number, then the number of protons in the nucleus. What is that, letter, or one letter, or maybe 2 letters, in this case 2 letters? This is the symbol, the element symbol. And then you have a shape. What is that? That's the state of the element, okay, at room temperature. And then you meet that decimal number. This decimal number is called element's atomic mass, okay? This is the average mass of each atom of this element. Number 5, classify each marked element, 1 and 2, as a metal, non-metal, or a metalloid. So in this periodic table, they've put you two numbers, 1 on the left side, 2 on the right side. So let's see. If I have a periodic table, I have elements that are found on the left side. Okay, a lot of those elements, they have the same color. So those are called metals, okay, found on the left side of the periodic table. And then you have elements that are found on the right side. In this case, they're in a yellow color. Okay, they're called non-metals. And then you have elements in between metals and non-metals. They're on a slanting line between those two. They're called metalloids. So number 1 is found, as you can see, on the left side. So it's a metal. And then number 2 is found on the right side. So it's a non-metal. Number 6, identify, copy and fill in the graphic organizer, what we just did, okay, below, to identify the color-coded regions of the periodic table. Just to tell you something, guys, you might find different colors on the net, okay? It's the same thing. It's, you have metals, you have non-metals, you have metalloids, you have recently discovered, okay? You have synthetic. So just follow the legend that is printed usually with the periodic table given. Okay, so all the elements are divided into 3 parts. There are metals on the left side of the periodic table. There are metalloids in between metals and non-metals. Okay, so you have metals, metalloids, and non-metals. By the way, you can put them in any order. Okay, they're just asking about the elements. Number 7, which is they've put you the critical thinking part. So just predict. Okay, this is the tricky part. Look at the periodic table and predict 3 elements that have lower melting points than calcium. You're going to say, how should I know? Okay, they're not, in the elements key, there is no melting point, no boiling point, no reactivity. I should guess that? Well, just to remind you, Mendeleev predicted the melting point of some elements. Okay, so how did he know that? he realized that there was, kind of a pattern. It's called the periodic pattern, like days of the week, okay, Monday to Sunday, and then you repeat it Monday to Sunday. So as you can see in here, just using the pointer, guys, look at carbon, okay? So he looked at row 2, okay? So look at carbon. If you're gonna follow row 2, let's see. Starting with in here, we're talking about melting point. Same thing with the boiling point. Same thing with the reactivity of elements. Okay. So, but we're talking about a period. We're moving across a period. So he realized that the melting point starts in a low way, in a decreasing way, and then it starts to increase. Okay, reaching carbon in this case. Okay, this is the most it has the highest melting point in here, and then it starts to decrease. Okay, now in here you have in row 3, it's just the same thing. It starts as low, okay, and the melting points increase and then they decrease. Okay, so guess if we're talking about calcium, okay, calcium is in here. Same thing. It's going to start as increasing, reaching the fourth element, okay, and then it starts to decrease. So any element afterward will have a, in here, okay, I chose potassium, which is before calcium. I chose bromine, and I chose krypton, which is usually here. Okay, so any element that is after, it comes afterward, will have definitely a lower melting point. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. See you later.